In the world of professional rugby, there's a huge battle going on. And I'm not just talking about what happens on the pitch. It's a fight over the very soul of the game, a clash between two totally different ways of building a team. It's the power of the paycheck versus the power of pure collective heart. And today, we're digging into the DRUA Doctrine, a radical blueprint that says heart, not hype, is the real secret weapon. So let's just ask the question straight up. What's more powerful, a massive €56 million budget or a team that can literally fit in the back of one truck? On one side, you have the financial giants of Europe. On the other, you've got the Fijian DRUA, a team whose greatest strength isn't bought, it's built from the ground up. The answer might just flip everything you think you know about professional sports. For decades, you know the drill in pro sports. It's been all about the Galactico model. The idea is pretty simple, right? You throw a ton of cash at the biggest individual stars you can find, and you just assume their raw talent is going to get you over the line. It's a whole philosophy built on the myth of the superstar. And the kind of money we're talking about, well, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, just look at these numbers. Stade Toulousain is rolling with a budget of nearly €56 million. You've got others pushing well over 40 million. These aren't just rugby clubs. They are massive corporations built for one thing: to buy the best talent on earth. And here's the core belief behind all that spending. The conventional wisdom says that a few brilliant, high-priced players can make up for any cracks in team chemistry, that you can basically buy your way to a trophy. But, and this is a big but, there's a massive flaw in that logic, as we're about to see. Okay, so let's shift gears completely. Forget the glitz and glamour of Europe for a second, because far away from all that, the Fijian DRUA are operating on a totally different wavelength. Their entire identity wasn't cooked up in some boardroom. It's born from something much, much deeper. And that's a code called Vilimani. Now, this is not just some corporate buzzword for teamwork. It's a deep, powerful Fijian concept of mutual love, care, and fellowship. For the DRUA, it is literally their social contract. It's not something they learn when they sign on the dotted line. It is their birthright. And this is the part that really matters. It's not just a feeling. Velomania is an active communal obligation. It means it's not enough to feel like a team. You have to act like one every single day, on and off the field. It's a level of commitment that money just can't buy. It's priceless. So you might be thinking, okay, that all sounds great, but does it work under pressure? Well, that commitment got put to the ultimate test during a now famous travel disaster. It became a perfect litmus test that showed the world what this team is really made of. Just try to imagine this. Your squad lands in Auckland close to midnight, and your bus, it's a no-show. It's just not there. So what happens? The entire team, players, staff, everyone, piles into the back of a luggage truck to get to the hotel. Then, to make things worse, they get locked out of their rooms and have to wait for hours in the lobby. Their response to all that chaos? They go out on the field and push one of the best teams in the competition, the Hurricanes, right to the brink in a 38-34 thriller. And this moment, right here, perfectly shows the tale of two mindsets. A team of stars expects luxury. When things go wrong, morale tanks. Attitudes can get, well, insolent. But the DRUA, they just focused on the job. For them, a shared struggle like that isn't a problem to complain about. It's part of the bond. It doesn't break them. It actually makes them stronger. And you know what? This huge difference in attitude, it shows up on the balance sheet too. We saw those eye-watering European budgets. But what's the actual return on that investment? Well, the numbers tell a pretty shocking story. €35 million. That's not a budget. That's a loss. The collective operating loss for France's top two divisions in one season. Think about it. 10 of the 14 biggest clubs in the top 14 were in the red. The superstar model isn't just fragile, it's financially a house of cards. Okay, so that's the story in Europe. So what's happening on the other side of the world? Now look at this number, 108 million Fijian dollars. That's not a loss. That is the DRUA's contribution to their nation's GDP. They aren't a money pit, they are an economic engine. These guys aren't just playing for a paycheck, they're literally playing for the prosperity of their entire country. So what we have is a team built on culture, a team that builds its nation's economy. But the big question still remains, right? Does it actually translate to wins on the field? Let's look at the proof. Let's see what happens when that collective spirit goes head-to-head with the world's most expensive players. Take their unbelievable upset of the Chiefs, who were unbeaten at the time. The key stat is right here, second half possession. After halftime, the DRUA just owned the ball. And let me tell you, that was not luck. That was pure grit, insane fitness, and a relentless will to win that just wore down a team of superstars. Or what about this thriller against the Reds? An absolute nail-biter. They're down by 1 point, less than a minute on the clock, and they find a way. Robbie 2 just powers over for the win with only 52 seconds left. That right there, that is Velamani in action. It's that never-say-die spirit where you fight for each other until the absolute final whistle. So when you put all of this together, you start to realize this is so much more than just a feel-good underdog story. What the DRUA represent is a fundamental shift in thinking. They are a new blueprint for success, one that challenges the very foundations of how we think about pro sports. And if you need more evidence, just look at this chart. Player retention. The DRUA keep about 90% of their guys year after year. In Europe's top 14, it's more like a revolving door. And that stability creates a kind of cohesion that's almost telepathic. They're not just teammates, they're brothers who know each other's next move before they even make it. And this really gets to the heart of the marquee player trap. It creates this mercenary culture where players are just chasing the next big contract. It creates cliques and imbalances. I mean, look at a club like Racing 92 in France, jam-packed with stars, but they've been called out for having an awful culture. It turns out the biggest names can sometimes be the biggest anchors holding the team back. So, here it is, the big takeaway. The DRUA have proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that a team bound together by a powerful, common purpose is more resilient, more sustainable, and ultimately more dangerous than any random collection of hired guns. Purpose outmatches paychecks every single time. And that brings us right back to where we started. Is the future of sport going to be built on paychecks, or is it going to be built on purpose? The DRUA have given us their answer, and it wasn't written in a contract. It was written in commitment, in sacrifice. They've shown the world that the bonds you forge in the back of a luggage truck can be infinitely more powerful than anything that happens in a boardroom. The only question now is, will the rest of the world listen?